all over the pitch. They seem more hungry. They press well. They press with intensity. And of course, I think for me, man of the match was Mason Mount. But I just think overall, I think his work rate was amazing.
It's fine. We never agree with Martin. Phil, poor day for Manchester United. It's first defeat in 19, so you've got to keep a degree of common sense about it. But it was a poor day at the office.
Poor. I didn't think they have a player on the pitch. Maybe Fernandes that played well. No intensity to play. They looked tired. They looked sluggish. And I think as soon as the team sheet went in, I think Ollie picked the wrong team and he picked the wrong system. I think that was the start of it.
Yeah. Bad combination, really, isn't it, that? I mean, it was strange to change his formation to something that we've not seen them play very often.
Well, I mean, I understand what he says about to try and give the team a little bit more energy, because just to freshen things up a bit. They've been on a very good run. Having said that, they have been frighteningly good going forward. There was none of that today.
Yeah.
But you have to credit Chelsea with that, because Frank got his tactics spot on. They stopped Man United playing. They pressed them. Even when they didn't, they just sat off, and there was no way through for Man United at all.
OK, we can hear from one of Chelsea's goal scorers, Olivier Giroud, with Daily Barber.
Olivier, another FA Cup final to come for you. You like this competition, don't you?
Well, I said to my boys in the dressing room, I would love to win another one. Would be my 5th one. Another final. Now it's going to be another big game against Arsenal. It's going to be also special personally for me. But we put it on the side. We are very happy with the team performance today. But put it on the side, and okay, thanks Spurs, Leicester didn't win, but now we need to focus on the Championship, on the Premier League, and we just want to finish top 3 and obviously win another FA Cup.
Yeah, it was such a disciplined performance, like you say, controlled the game throughout. You know, it's all about going through to the final, but to do it in the way that you did it must be very special as well.
Excuse me, I didn't hear because...
Sorry. Yeah, the music is quite loud. Yeah. It's such a disciplined and controlled performance. You want to get to the final, but to do it the way you did it today must be special.
Well, today we play, it's been a while we didn't play 3 at the back, 3-4-3, so I think we started very well the game by putting them under pressure, with a good pressing. Basically in first half, I think apart the 2 free kicks, they didn't get a lot of chances to score, and we've been well in the game. But I think obviously in the second half, when we scored this second goal, after we could dominate the game and dictate the game as we want, and I think we even get better and better through the game, so I'm very pleased to help the team always to score. Today it was a good assist from Aspi, and we keep going.
Yeah, you've had to fight for your place in this starting lineup. How at home do you feel now that you're back there?
Well, it's all behind me, now I'm looking forward, and I'm very happy at Chelsea. I'm a Blue. I just want more trophies, win more trophies, and we have the opportunity to do it in the FA Cup, and finish top 3 will be a good season.
Yeah, a lot still to play for. Well done today, Olivier. Thank you.
And we'll be back here at Wembley for the FA Cup final, Arsenal versus Chelsea. A week on Saturday. Coverage begins on BBC One at 4:30. There is Wembley, empty of course, even though they're booming out the music. Blue as a colour was playing. It's a bit odd when there's no fans here to enjoy it. But I think Chelsea fans watching at home would certainly have enjoyed that performance. Let's have a look at one or two of the key moments. We'll start in the second half with Mason Mount, really, Ashley, who was exceptional throughout.
Yeah, I've been impressed with him. I think whenever Frank likes to play him, is when Chelsea want to be on the front foot, press. He's got that enthusiasm and that energy to get at people and press people, but here he's just gambled or anticipated. He's won it as a good touch, and then now we're asking questions of De Gea. That's why everyone says, shoot when you can, because you never know what the goalie can do, and I think he'll be disappointed that he didn't stop that.
Chelsea pressed them high there, and that was sort of typical of what they did. James pressed Williams and forced him into the error. Having said that, I mean, it's just a terrible error from De Gea.
It's not his first. He's going through a bad run. I mean, it's strange. It's obviously a confidence thing because he was brilliant for 2 or 3 years, but he's made a number of errors, hasn't he?
Look, he's unrecognisable from the keeper that won 4 Player of the Years out of 5 years. He's making mistakes, and you look at the 3 goals today. I think a confident, assured, on-form David Gea saves all 3. And I think if I was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I would be worried because of his performance levels. They dipped, and his inconsistency now is costing United games.
At what point do you leave him out? Because Romero's a pretty decent keeper there.
I wouldn't leave him out. No, I wouldn't leave him out yet. He's already stated that Henderson will be a future Man United #1, but at the moment he's going to go with De Gea. Look, his credentials are still up there with the best in the world, but at the moment he's just lost all his confidence.
This one was Watford, wasn't it?
If the goalkeeper has made 1, possibly 2, then you think, OK, we'll stick with him. But now I would think the time.
You do think
I do, yeah.
What about the fact?
So bad, Gary, if it's just 1, it keeps happening.
Yeah. Well, if you were in charge at Manchester United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, would you be thinking? Because Henderson, I think they were talking about maybe giving him another year somewhere, maybe at Sheffield United, maybe somewhere else. Yeah. Would you now actually, considering the form of David De Gea, go, hang on a minute, it might be time for this young man?
I think you bring him back to Manchester United when you think he's going to be the #1. I don't think there's any point in bringing him back to sit on the bench.
Yeah. That's my point.
If you're going to bring Henderson back, he has to bring him back as #1. Otherwise, let him stay out there and keep on gaining the experience. But has that time come? Yes, the time has come for that.
Yeah. You need and it affects the confidence of a team if your goalkeeper's nervous, doesn't it? I mean, it's amazing we're talking about De Gea in this way because he was so good for so many years.
I just feel Ole might have to refresh in terms of, look at it and assess it because De Gea keeps making the same mistakes. Yeah. Is a similar goals that keep going in around his feet, whether he goes with his foot instead of his arm. So that would be a concern, I would say.
OK, we can now hear from Mason Mount, who was the goal scorer of the one that David De Gea let through his hands.
Mason, an FA Cup final to look forward to in a couple of weeks, and a pretty emphatic way to get there. You must have enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was brilliant. You always want to turn up in big games. I thought we did that today. It's always kind of difficult going into the game when you know you've played them how many times and they've beat you throughout the season so far, but we come into the game with that extra motivation, knowing that if we win the game, it's a massive final for us, and we want to win trophies.
Back on the score sheet as well. When you hit it, did you expect to see it going into the back of the net?
No, I just hit it tried to get it on target, and anything can happen when that happens. So maybe a little bit fortunate for it to go in, but no, I was obviously very happy. And then it gave us that kind of room to express ourselves even more and get that third goal.
There certainly hasn't been any pressure put on you by your manager in terms of getting goals, but is it something that you put on yourself? Was there an element of relief to get back on the score sheet?
Yeah, definitely. I always want to score goals, want to create assists. That's something definitely I look at in my game. Hasn't happened for a while, but you always looking to have an effect on the game in different areas. But yeah, I'm obviously very happy to score today, and hopefully that can keep going.
There's a couple of pretty big games before you're back here for the FA Cup final. I'm sure you know that Leicester dropped points today. It could be a very, very good season for Chelsea, couldn't it?
Yeah. The gaffer just said then that it's 2 massive finals before we play here again, and we need to go into it with that mindset to try and win both games to secure the top 4. That's definitely our goal. And then we're back here. Hopefully we win the trophy.
Can you start to look forward to getting back here yet?
No, I think we need to take the 2 first games. They're massive games in the league. And as I said, we want to finish top 4. We want to get in that 3rd position and stay there. And then we can focus on getting back here. Yeah.
OK, well done. Good luck in the next few games.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, Mason Mount, you mentioned him earlier, you thought he was man of the match actually, but he's been man of the match on many occasions this season for Chelsea. He's an excellent young player, isn't he? He really has bags of potential.
Yeah, and again, I work with him at Derby and see him in and around training at Chelsea, and just his enthusiasm and willingness to want to improve. You can put your arm around him and he wants to listen if you have information or if you want to criticise him, but he understands it. He understands it. It takes hard work, dedication, and he's willing to learn and want to improve.
He's got brilliant energy as well. Do you see him in the England team? So, I mean, he's been around it anyway. But
he should be around it. I think in that England team they've got a lot of youth and young players, and I think what he brings is so much energy. You know. If you want to play a high-pressing game, he's always on the press, but he can find a pass. He knows to get in between lines.
The timing's good.
The system suits him. The system today suited him, playing off that left-hand side. He's got plenty of support and foundation behind him. You think of Maddison, you think of Grealish. I actually think he's the best of that bunch at the moment to spring forward, and he keeps getting better and better.
Like him, Al? Remember when he came to the studio a few years ago? Little young lad in Russia. Yeah, with Phil Foden.
He was looking at you thinking, who are you? Didn't he know who you were?
That's everyone's like that now.
No, I think that Ashley summed them up really well in terms of the energy that, particularly this evening, he was everywhere. They're closing down. Didn't give any United players any space.
Well, it's his first season in charge of Chelsea. He's taking his team to the FA Cup final. Here's Frank Lampard.
Frank, a result and a